Dyer's Daily. At the start of 2020, I set out a list of things that I wanted to achieve in that year. Now, I won't bore you with the complete list, but one of them was to perform in front of an audience musically for the first time in 6 years. Because once upon a time, I used to be quite an avid performer. I'd loved taking my guitar to places and playing guitar for people and singing silly songs and basically being the novelty act on the bill, which is what I was at that time. So that's something I wanted to do. And obviously since then, things have happened. We haven't been able to do what we all planned to do this year. It's kind of all taken a turn in the other direction. And so I'm looking down this list and I've completed a couple of the things that I set out to do. And I'm looking at this one thing, thinking, how can I do almost like a next best thing? How can I experience that live feeling that I used to feel while we're all locked up and locked away in lockdown? And so I'm thinking, and I click onto Facebook. And I see that some of my performer friends are streaming live on Facebook. They're streaming music live on Facebook. And I think, well, it isn't the same. But it's my best option at this time. So I set up a few things and thought, do you know what? Actually, I'm going to perform on Facebook Live on my personal page in front of friends and family. Right, that's the next best thing. I am nowhere near good enough to claim to be some massive superstar, guitar legend. I just enjoyed playing my silly little simple songs for an audience. So I did it. I actually did it. I mic'd up my amp, which I'd never done before. Usually I just plugged it straight into the desk and it gave a lovely warm sound to proceedings. I got my microphone, I took covers off it, I made it feel more like a live thing. And then I switched on the reverb on my sound desk here and I performed for about 25 minutes of material that I'd learnt over the past 5 or 6 years since I stopped, because I said to myself, I'm not going to perform any of the material that I used to do when I did the live gigs. And I realized that there's something really thing in that, but I felt that personally I'd moved forward and I wanted to show what I was like now rather than reflecting on the stuff that I used to perform in the past, because I've moved on from it. And if I was to sum up in very few words what that experience was like, I would say it was amazing, but still nerve-wracking. So in some ways, I've had the live experience. There were people popping in and out as I looked at the figures. 1 minute it was 1 viewer, next minute it was 5, then it was 3, then it was 6, and it's sort of, and that's what happens at a live gig. People pop in, see you, then they pop out, and then they might pop in again and see you at a different point in your set and see if they like it, and that sort of thing. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. But it was amazing. I enjoyed it. Is it something I would do again? Probably not, because I don't want to take anything away from the performers who do it for a living, and I don't want to stand in the way of their opportunity, because fate says that I go on and I mess about, I might take something away, I might take away their opportunity when they're the ones that want to get in it in the first place. So yeah, that's just it's probably boring to most people, but that was just my experience of broadcasting live on Facebook Live for the first time, my music, playing guitar and things, for the first time in 6 years. And we've come to the end of the podcast now, but please remember to rate, comment and subscribe on your favourite podcast provider. And I, Jamie Dyer, will see you on the next podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. Bye-bye.